everybody, it's Miss Caleigh again here for Craft Corner. So today we're going to be creating collaged landscapes. Now you may be wondering what exactly that is. So I've got an example here for you. So this is an image that I made out of only paper scraps. It's kind of a sunset image. So you can see that we're going to take different scraps of paper and different pieces of paper and we're going to create an image with them. And we'll go into more details later. But first, before we get started, let's go ahead and do our mantra. So it's going to show up right over here, and you can say it with me or you can repeat after me. I create art. Art is anything I create thoughtfully. Try it with me. I create art. Art is anything I create thoughtfully. This mantra helps set the tone and get us in the right space to create some art. Now let's go through some supplies that you'll need. So the first thing that you'll need is one big piece of paper. It can be any color you want, it can be anything. So you'll need some sort of big paper that you can put all of your scraps on. Next, you'll need some paper scraps. So I've got some big pieces of paper that I can rip up here. I've also got some scraps from old projects that we can use here. And then the last thing that I have for paper is I have these old magazines and old calendars that will help get some imagery in there. So you can ask your parents for some old magazines or maybe some old mail and see what they have. Be sure to ask before you take anything because you don't want to rip up anything that's important. All right, you'll also need a pair of scissors and a glue stick, and then you'll be all set. So as we're getting started, it might be helpful to know what the definition of a landscape is. The definition that we're going to go with today is the visual features of an area of land or a picture representing a view of natural scenery. All this to say, it's basically what you see when you look out on a view. So some examples of landscapes are a beach, a mountain view, maybe some hills, a farm, various things. So the first step is to think about what landscape you'd like to create. I'm going to be creating a butterfly garden. So when you've thought of your landscape, think about what colors might be involved. For me, I can see some greens of the plants, maybe some bright colors for the flowers, bright colors for the butterflies. I'd like to have some sky in there, so I'd like some blue or purple as well. The next step would be to gather some of those colors in your pieces of paper. So look through your magazines, look through your pieces of paper, and see what you can find that might fit in your landscape. Ooh, I like these leaves. They'll add some nice texture. These flowers are a nice color. And you can just rip the pages out of your magazines. Even though this isn't of flowers, I like this color here, and it might be nice to have some texture. Even this kale leaf could look like a leaf in a garden. Once you've found some of the pieces and colors that you want to use in your landscape, you can start to rip the pieces so that you can layer them on the sheet. You want to use a variety of pieces, not just the same picture over and over again. So I'm going to start by ripping up these pieces that I found and kind of laying them out where I might want them on my picture. You can use your scissors if you want to cut out more specific images, but the ripping of the paper gives it a nice texture and makes it more fun to do. As you can see, I'm layering the different pieces on top of each other to give me different images and different pieces. Your images can hang over the edge of your paper as well. They don't have to go just straight to the end. You want to make sure everything is covered with lots of layers and different pieces. That'll give your piece lots of texture and make it a lot more fun. You want to lay out some of your pieces first before you glue them down so that you can kind of get a feel for how everything's going to look. Once you have a general idea and you have quite a few of your pieces, you can start to glue things down as well. For something like these butterflies, I'm going to use scissors so that they come out more exact. I'm going to save the butterflies to put on the very top layer. As you can see, I've mostly finished. I've got a few more pieces that I want to glue on. So I'm going to put this tree right here. Remember when you're gluing that you want to put the background first and then put the things on top that you would be able to see more easily. So a lot of my green pieces and my sky went on first, and then I was able to add the flowers and the texture and the grass on top. The last thing that I'm going to add is these butterflies. As you can see, I finished my landscape. I glued on the last few butterflies, and now it's complete. I've got my purple sky, I've even got a rainbow in this corner, and I've got lots of trees and plants. I'm really excited about it. Be sure to take a picture of whatever you create so that we can see it. I'd love to see what you're coming up with. Also, when you're finished creating your landscape, think about what kind of stories might take place here. What kind of characters might live here? What kind of things might go on in a landscape like this? And then write a story. It's a great inspiration and it'll keep the more ideas you have, you can just keep writing new ones that take place in this location. And I'd love to read those too, so send them along. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you real soon.